right, are you ready for this? It's time to dive deep into what's happening at Manchester United.
I know, right? The drama at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, first, Erik ten Hag's gone.
Just like that.
I know.
Out of the blue.
Yeah. And then they bring in Ruud van Nistelrooy
I know.
as interim manager.
Yeah.
And now they're after Ruben Amorim.
Yeah. It's enough to make your head spin.
I know. But before we get into all that, let's not forget that Van Nistelrooy, the guy who scored, 150 goals for United?
Yeah.
He led the team to a 5-2 victory against Leicester.
Could you believe it?
I know. In his first match back as interim manager. Remember how he celebrated in front of the Stretford End? Shaking hands with the officials and the players, acknowledging the fans all across the stadium.
Oh, it was great.
I know.
What a moment. And, it's interesting how often interim managers at Manchester United seem to start with a bang like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like who?
Well, remember, Ryan Giggs
Yeah.
absolutely smashed Norwich 4-0 back in 2014 after David Moyes left.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was Michael Carrick.
Oh, yeah.
2-0 win over Villarreal in the Champions League after Solskjaer departed.
Yeah.
Even Solskjaer himself started with a 5-goal explosion
Oh, wow.
at Cardiff when he first took over from Mourinho.
Back in 2018.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. There really is a pattern there. I wonder what that is. Is it just a fresh start for the players, or is there no pressure on the interim manager?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it psychological,
Yeah.
tactical, or maybe some kind of combination of the two?
Yeah.
Whatever the reason, it certainly seems to work in their favor.
At least initially.
At least initially. But let's not forget, Van Nistelrooy's situation has another layer to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's not just any interim manager. He's a club legend.
Exactly. He's one of them.
One of their own.
Yeah. And speaking of the fans, our source mentioned Rochelle from Wythenshawe.
Yeah.
And she seemed pretty clear about her preference for Van Nistelrooy over Amorim.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She even said that Ten Hag should have left during the summer.
Wow.
So she's definitely Team Van Nistelrooy.
For sure.
I mean, clearly there's a strong emotional connection there with club legends.
Of course, yeah. The fans feel like they're a part of it, don't they?
Right.
When it's one of their own.
They want to see them succeed.
They
That they
certainly
did
are.
back in the day, yeah.
Rochelle's sentiment definitely reflects that sort of common yearning,
Yeah.
for a return to past success, especially when a club icon takes the helm.
Yeah.
It's like, this is our guy. He's going to bring us back.
Right, exactly.
But the question is, does that one of us feeling translate into actual managerial talent?
Ooh, good point.
Because past glory doesn't automatically guarantee success in the dugout.
Right, and that leads us to the big question mark hanging over all of this.
Well-
What is next for Van Nistelrooy?
Yeah,
Is this just a fleeting moment of magic?
it's a good question.
Yeah.
Or is there something more substantial brewing here?
Well, the sources suggest that the upcoming game against Chelsea at Old Trafford this Sunday,
Yeah.
that could be his last.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the international break in late November, there's speculation that Amorim might be brought in during that time.
So is this just a temporary Van Nistelrooy boost?
Yeah, not necessarily. I mean, let's not forget.
Yeah.
We're just scratching the surface here.
Oh.
In the next part of our deep dive, we'll look closely at Van Nistelrooy's approach during that Leicester match.
Okay.
Did he just ride a wave of emotion, or did he showcase genuine tactical insight and leadership?
Ooh, that's a good question.
We'll get into all that and more.
I can't wait.
It'll be interesting. Before we get into Van Nistelrooy's tactics,
Yeah.
there's one comment from our sources that really struck me.
Oh, yeah.
Leicester's manager.
Steve Cooper.
Yeah, Steve Cooper.
Yeah.
He said something pretty surprising about the atmosphere at Old Trafford.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. He said it wasn't intimidating at all.
Which is wild because
But
Old
you're-
Trafford is famous for that, isn't it?
An electric atmosphere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that makes you wonder, doesn't it?
What was different this time?
Yeah. Was it just Cooper trying to downplay the impact
Yeah.
of the stadium on his team?
Yeah.
Or was something else going on?
I mean, Ten Hag's departure was a pretty big shakeup, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe the fans were still processing everything, and they hadn't fully got behind Van Nistelrooy yet.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Big changes can definitely affect the energy in the stands, but I think it's worth considering another angle, too.
Okay.
Remember how we were talking about Van Nistelrooy?
Yeah.
His calm and focused demeanor?
Yeah.
Perhaps his presence as manager is actually having a calming influence.
Okay, so you're saying that instead of that usual fiery energy,
Sure.
Old Trafford might be shifting toward a more controlled, strategic vibe?
It's an intriguing thought, isn't it?
It is.
Think about it. If the manager is radiating that calm
Yeah.
and composure, it could subtly influence the players,
Yeah.
which in turn could affect how the fans react.
So instead of that raw, explosive energy that Old Trafford is known for, maybe what Cooper sensed was a more focused, almost calculated energy.
Precisely.
Wow.
And that leads to a fascinating question.
Yeah.
Could this shift in atmosphere actually work to Manchester United's advantage?
Now you've got me thinking. How could a less intimidating atmosphere be a good thing?
Well, imagine you're a player on the pitch.
Yeah.
If the atmosphere is calmer, maybe you're able to concentrate better, make clearer decisions.
Under pressure.
Yeah, under pressure.
Yeah.
It might even help the team play with more freedom.
An expression.
Exactly. And on the flip side, think about the other team.
Yeah.
They come in expecting that.
Famous Old Trafford roar.
Exactly. And instead,
Yeah.
they're met with something totally different.
It could throw them off their game.
Completely.
Wow, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
So what we initially saw as a potential negative, a less intimidating atmosphere, could actually be a strategic asset.
It's definitely a possibility worth considering.
Yeah.
And it ties into a larger point
Okay.
about the relationship between managerial style, team performance, and fan behavior.
There's research on this.
Oh, yeah, there's quite a bit of research on this.
Like what?
Well, for instance, some studies have shown that managers who project that sense of calm
Yeah.
and control,
Yeah.
they tend to have teams that perform more consistently under pressure.
Okay.
And that, in turn, can influence how the fans react.
So it's kind of like a positive feedback loop.
Absolutely, yeah.
So maybe Van Nistelrooy's personality is actually playing a role in shaping not only the team's performance on the pitch, but also the energy in the stands.
It's a fascinating connection to explore.
It is.
And it makes you wonder, is this something he's doing consciously?
Yeah.
Or is it just an unconscious byproduct of his natural demeanor?
Right. And it leads us right back to that big question.
The big question.
Is this just temporary Van Nistelrooy magic?
Yeah.
Or is he showcasing a deliberate, sustainable approach to management?
Exactly. And let's not forget, all of this is happening while Ruben Amorim is waiting in the wings, potentially ready to take over.
It's like Manchester United is at a crossroads.
It really is.
On one hand, there's Van Nistelrooy,
The club legend.
breathing new life into the team and maybe even changing the very fabric of Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you've got Amorim, a manager with a proven track record, waiting to implement his own vision.
I know. It's a tough one.
What a dilemma.
It's the classic clash between the allure of the past and the promise of the future.
Yeah.
Sticking with Van Nistelrooy would be a bold statement.
It would.
A commitment to building on the legacy.
That he embodies.
Yeah, exactly.
But choosing Amorim might signal a desire for a clean break.
More radical transformation.
I have to say, the more we dive into this, the more complex and fascinating it becomes.
It really does. We've got a club legend potentially reshaping the atmosphere of one of the most iconic stadiums in the world.
Yeah.
A talented but inconsistent team showing glimpses of brilliance.
Yeah.
And a highly sought-after manager waiting to make his mark.
Yeah.
It's a recipe for a truly captivating story.
And let's not forget what Van Nistelrooy said after that match.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
That he'd be willing to help the club in any capacity.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That comment speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It does.
It suggests a deep commitment to the club, a willingness to contribute beyond just the manager position.
Yeah.
It could be genuine humility, a desire to learn and grow, or maybe even a strategic move to position himself as a valuable asset.
Regardless of who's in charge.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost like he's saying, I'm here for the long haul in whatever way I can be most helpful.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's pretty remarkable.
It is.
Especially given all the uncertainty surrounding his future.
Absolutely. It adds another layer of intrigue.
To this already compelling narrative.
It does.
Yeah.
But for now, let's shift our focus back to Van Nistelrooy's performance in that Leicester match.
Okay.
Let's dig into the details.
Yeah.
See if we can uncover any clues about his tactical approach and his potential as a manager. So we've explored a lot here.
Yeah. A lot of different angles.
From the fan reactions to that eyebrow-raising comment about the atmosphere.
At Old Trafford, yeah.
Yeah, and looming over it all is Van Nistelrooy's future.
Will he stay? Will Amorim take over?
Right, to get to the heart of it.
Yeah.
We need to go back to that Leicester match.
Okay.
What did his decisions tell us? What did his interactions with the players tell us?
About his potential, yeah, right. As a manager.
Exactly. Let's zero in on some specific moments.
Some source material.
Okay, picture this first few minutes of the match.
Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy is practically stepping into Steve Cooper's technical area.
Whoa!
I mean, come on, this is Ruud van Nistelrooy. Yeah, the intensity.
Yeah, he was known for his laser focus as a player.
Absolutely, and it looks like it's carried over.
Into his management.
Yeah, and then there's his reaction to Casemiro's opening goal.
Oh, yeah.
Pure, unadulterated celebration.
Yeah.
He's completely invested.
And it's not just the big moments either. No. Remember when he took the time to talk to Rashford and Garnacho?
Yeah.
When he substituted them?
Yeah, this wasn't just a quick pat on the back.
No.
This was a focused conversation, maybe even a pep talk.
And remember, Van Nistelrooy was a world-class striker.
Exactly.
So he knows what it takes
to succeed in that position.
Exactly. So he's not just barking orders from the sideline.
He's connecting with his players.
Yeah, on a deeper level.
Drawing on his own experience to help them.
And if you think back to what we talked about earlier, the calmer atmosphere
at Old Trafford,
it all starts to paint a really interesting picture.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm following you. Lay it on me.
What if this shift away from the roar, what if it's actually playing to his strengths as a manager?
Yeah.
What if his calm approach is creating an environment where players can focus and make smart decisions and express themselves without feeling that overwhelming pressure?
I see what you mean. It's like a perfect storm brewing.
Yeah.
Van Nistelrooy's personality, his approach, the evolving atmosphere at Old Trafford.
At Old Trafford.
This group of players all coming together.
To create something special.
And the fans. We talked about Rochelle.
Yeah, her desire for a club legend.
To lead them back to glory.
Imagine if he builds on this.
Yeah.
Imagine a team that plays with precision and passion.
That would be a storybook ending.
It would, but we got to be realistic.
Yeah, there are still so many unknowns.
He's still relatively inexperienced.
Yeah.
And the Premier League is a beast.
It's relentless.
There will be setbacks.
For sure.
There will be challenges.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Ruben Amorim.
Oh, yeah, he's waiting in the wings.
A manager with a proven track record. Yeah, the pressure is on for Van Nistelrooy.
To prove that this isn't just a fluke.
So what does all this mean for our listener?
What means you're witnessing a pivotal moment.
In the club's history.
A time of uncertainty, but a time of immense possibility.
We're seeing a club legend step into the spotlight.
Potentially reshaping the team's identity.
On and off the pitch.
So, as you watch the next matches, pay close attention.
Yeah.
Not just to the scoreline, but to the subtle changes.
In their playing style.
The energy in the stadium.
And his interactions with the players.
Because those details will tell us if this is just a moment.
Or the beginning of a new chapter.
In Manchester United's history.
But this whole situation has been a roller coaster.
It has.
And it seems like it's far from over.
Far from over.
So buckle up, enjoy the ride, and keep those critical thinking caps on.
Who knows what twists and turns await us in this Manchester United saga.
Until next time, keep jiving deep.